recently I've been like getting into coffee.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard about
I have.
coffee. It's like a bean.
Yeah.
They like smash it up or something.
I didn't know you started drinking
but
coffee. You've never been a coffee drinker.
I have to stop.
What, are you obsessed?
I have to stop. No. It's making me very upset.
Yeah, it's
like,
bad. It's bad.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Like it's like a come down you have. It's
but also,
awful.
no, but when you're coming up, it's like everything is like I'm so agitated when I've had too much.
It's crazy. Like the high is like your high.
Yeah.
And but for like it lasts for 10 minutes, and then I spend 6 hours like questioning everything in my life and feeling super sad and like just literally walking around like this. And it's because I had like half an iced latte. It's crazy. And it's crazy to me that people live their life, like their personality is that they drink coffee.
You get more used to it because I do drink quite a lot of coffee, but because I don't eat as much anymore because I just don't have an appetite in the same way that I used to.
Okay,
it's really weird.
Good for you.
Not to brag.
Not to brag, but
I just like don't really think about food. Yeah. But then sometimes it really sends me quite fucking west if I haven't eaten and I've had like 2 coffees, then I'm like I'm on another planet. I'm sending horrible messages to exes.
Crazy to me that it's legal.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I was Keir Starmer.
Yeah.
Ban coffee.
Let us smoke
in the beer gardens, but ban coffee.
Criminalise coffee.
Criminalise coffee. That's also add that to the manifesto.
Yeah.
There's a guy I was kind of slightly dating recently. It was all very early days. And I was telling you about this. He after one of our dates, he updated his Hinge profile. And I was like, okay, now I have a lot of peace at the moment in my mind. I'm not going down this road. I'm protecting my peace. This is an
obvious direction that you just don't want to go down.
I was like, the old me would have said nothing, acted like everything was okay, worn really low cut tops and like offered anal or something to keep him.
Lots of blowjobs.
The usual.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, no. You do you. I'll do me. Namaste. Good luck. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? So it's like they don't fix your problems.
No, but
a lot of the time they create them.
That what you've just said is a really good, because by the way, you don't just get to that point.
No, you don't.
That is a process of learning from over and over and over again,
doing
the same mistake over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And then you get to a point which is like, because for anyone like listening to this, I feel like, because even I listen to that and I'm like, oh, I really want to be able to do that, and I really hope I will the next time that happens. But I also know that there'll be a voice in me being like, but like, you could like fix him and he might change, and like,
do you know what it is? I'm like, oh, I don't mean to. I'm like, I think it's. And I'm 41 and I'm saying this now. I think I might respect myself. I really wasn't expecting to have that breakthrough here on this couch, but I think thinking now, I'm like, oh my God, is that what that is? Because before I would have been like, he's not, if I can't keep this man's attention, that's my fault. And he's looking elsewhere, he's still out shopping, and that's my fault.
It's your fault. You internalize it, and no matter what your friends say,
doesn't matter.
Like, it's not your fault.
It's my fault. I'm not hot enough, or I'm not funny enough, or I did something wrong on that date, or whatever. I was boring, blah, blah. And I need to, for me to feel good about myself, I need to get this man's attention back. And this is now a game and a competition. I need to win it back. Now I'm like, dude, if that's what you want to do, go do it. I'm just not being involved. Do you know what I mean?
And that is a true sign of self-respect. It really is. Amen, sister.
I'm actually moved by my own growth.
I'm moved and I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
God. I'll probably be back with them.
It's like an Esther Perel podcast.
By the time this airs, I'll be back with them. We're giving it another go. I'm number 5 on his roster. He says there's room to move up.
He's deleted Hinge. Could I ask you what Chobuddy G's party, if he was going to host a party, what would it look like?
I think it would be really weird and gross.
And
I think
would people come?
I think, you know what, it's so sad. I think Chobuddy's one of those guys where like he would probably make it look really tacky and expect loads of girls to come, and he'd probably have like, you know, waterproof sofas because he thinks it's going to be a huge orgy. But to be honest, I think probably only Steve's would turn up, you know, and it'll just be Chobuddy and Steve's doing Mandy all night and dancing to Gabba. So it's like, I think it'll be a really shit party
with music, with like
Gabba music.
Yeah.
Really weird music.
Yeah.
Like Bunga and the Steves would want to play some speed garage. And then, you know, it'll get weird. You know, he'll probably want Decoy to come. Decoy definitely won't come. He'll be like, I want a cool Jamaican guy to come to my party. Yeah, the party's really cool. We've got this kind of mixed race Jamaican guy coming, proper hot. That's what he would tell all the ladies around Hounslow. Yeah, shoot down if you want. Got a couple of black guys coming down. Really cool urban hip hop basketball style. And they'll be like, yeah, we're definitely not going to that.
Best party you've ever been to? Could you answer that? Is there one that comes to mind?
Nah, mate, not really, because I've just been to so many fucking parties. I'm trying to think like what is the best one. I had a good 10-year stretch of, I was in New York and I was a model.
One long party.
Yeah, I was in New York, I was a model, I had loads of money and I could drink for free and I had access to the best drugs.
Yeah, that's just
the end, mate.
A blur.
The fucking end. Like I've had so many.
In that time, where were like the best parties? Like what were the best clubs?
Back then, it was like the meatpacking district, and you would go to some dive bars in the Lower East Side. You could like lose yourself there. Then you would go to Beatrice Inn. Then after you might go to like Marquee or something, or you'd go to Hero. You just go to like, and before that there was like clubs called Splash and shit like that. But you just go to a lot of dive bars as well and just have a disgusting amount of fun. I remember one, like probably the most hungover I've ever been. I was going to Marquee to meet some friends of mine who didn't end up turning up, but I thought, fuck it, I'll stay anyway because I was off my fucking nut. And I saw some friends there, and I was standing with them. And because I was on my own and just really just treacherous behaviour, every time a girl would walk past, I'd slap her ass because I was hanging out with a bunch of guys. And I thought that was so funny. And so I was like, slap these girls' asses and then turn around and carry on chatting to my mates. And I thought I was hilarious. What a dickhead. Anyway, I slapped this girl's ass and this like pretty like heavy set Puerto Rican girl, I slapped her ass and she turned around so quickly, caught my hand and punched me in the face. And rather than leave, I just held a bag of ice to my face and stayed out.
Wow.
And woke up the next day with a serious black eye.
Oh,
and I just remember
my
it was the
God.
worst hangover I'd ever had because I'd done so much drugs. I drank so much like vodka, Red Bull and cranberry and shit. Like I woke up and I was like, ow, my flatmate
You probably
saw
had
me.
concussion.
Yeah, probably. My flatmate saw me and was like, oh my God, like ran to the shop like it was a medical emergency to get me a bacon, egg and cheese and a bottle of water. I was just like, He was like, what happened? I was like, I got punched in the face. But I blatantly deserved it. When I did it, this guy who I was chatting with turned around and he was like, Michelle, you just got punched in the face. And I was like, yeah, nah, solid. I properly deserve that. Like,
I smacked her ass.
Too right. Like, yeah, fair.
So, Chris, you worked as a dancer on cruises.
Yeah.
You were on one cruise for a whole year.
Almost. Yeah.
And you went all around the world, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you were telling me, and then you can tell your stories, because this blew my mind, right? You were just telling me we were driving somewhere, and I was like, A, like, how did I not know this about you? But also B, like, how did you live on a cruise for a year? And you told me that on these cruises, they're so big that the staff and the, like, you know, performers and everyone have their own nightclubs.
Yeah.
That's how big they were.
Yeah.
And what was the crack at those nightclubs?
So,
like, what happened?
So on my first ship, there was
now he's absolutely Captain Hook.
Sorry. On my first voyage, on my first ship, that was quite a small one, and it was quite old school.
What was the clientele of that ship like?
Adult only, and very like experienced cruisers. So like maturely aged, who like love like on
old
their,
people.
Yes, and then on their 10th, 11th,
maturely aged. I love that.
On their 10th, 11th, 12th cruise.
Fine, okay.
And like part of the Diamond Members Club and all that kind of stuff. And then on that, different cruises have different setups like for the crew. So the like entertainment team have different privileges on different ships. So on my first one, we were like officer status. So there's like officers, which were the people who steer the ship. Like,
So you are Captain Hook then?
I was Captain Hook.
So wait, you were steering the ship?
No. We're the same level. We're the same level. Like, so we had this one bar, the officers' bar,
right?
Which, like, looking back, like, you're so starved for like anything to do. Like, we'd be like, woo! It's called the wardie. It's called the officers' ward. And you'd be like, we're going to the wardie tonight. And it is honestly, and with respect to this room, it's this room.
Right.
It's just
just to describe for people listening, we're in quite a small room.
Just a small room.
Like,
just a room.
With respect, it's a great, lovely, chic room.
It's perfect.
But it's just this room.
Yeah.
You are my first guest who's ever been to a sex party.
What?
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, you've had Ruben K on. I don't.
Ruben K. Okay. Oh my God, Ruben would be so offended.
Ruben would be like, sorry.
But you're the first person I've had on that
Person
I've
with
spoken
morals,
to
yeah.
a lot about going to sex parties.
Yes.
Tell me, what's been the best sex party you've ever been to?
Okay, firstly, if you're related to me, please stop watching. That's what I said at the sex party before I was like, guys, they were like, you're ruining your grandmother's funeral. I was like, okay,
that was
cousins.
the eulogy.
What's the best sex party I've been to? Okay, and this is going to sound like, maybe not like edgy, but like East London as fuck. So I think the best sex party I went to was, I think smaller is better. You want like a petite.
When you say small, are we in a house?
We're in a dungeon.
You're in a dungeon.
A dungeon.
Okay, like what
But
kind?
it's
Like
not a
those
dungeon,
like those
it's-
clubs in Dalston that we used to go to, like that kind of
No,
dungeon, like a
it's not.
basement.
It's not like a basement. It's actually more of a warehouse vibe.
Oh, you mean like
It's
the
like
downstairs?
It's like in a warehouse
cave.
community. No, it's called a dungeon because of the stuff, like the kinky stuff that happens there.
Sophie, I'm very new to this. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember I went to one sex party and I felt like an in-betweener when I was there.
Did you do a little dance?
Yeah. I was just literally it was just like nobody
I
look at me.
never actually spoke to you about it. You were just like, I don't want to talk about it.
No, I was because
But then
you
I think
were
you have spoken
advising
about
me
it
so
since.
much at the time. I was like, basically, I had to make a documentary. I went to a sex party and I did not enjoy it. But I think I went to the wrong sex party. But you like a small.
Yeah. It was small. It was about 40 people.
Oh wow!
Is that a sex party or a big orgy?
Well,
It was ticketed.
where is the line? what is the line?
I think once you get
That must
into
be a sex party. 40 people.
that is a sex party.
Okay, and so first things first, before you go, do you drink? Do you sort of like hype yourself up?
So I would say like the tip for the sex party is not to get wasted because no one's really sexy when they're falling over. You want to know, like, you want to have also, if you are wasted, you can't give consent. So like you want to be like there, focused on everything you're doing. I thought it'd be cute with my housemate at the time to take some to have some mushrooms.
Yeah.
Possibly magical. Who
bad
knows?
idea.
Yeah, but we thought they were
Sorry.
basically expired. It was like these.
Doesn't that
basically,
make them stronger though?
I did not know that. I thought they were expired.
And then what
so I was like,
happened?
they'll be really weak. And then we'll have this. I'll go to pre-drinks. So I didn't really want to drink alcohol. Alcohol can be quite a testy drug. So I was like, I'll have a bit of mushroom and then I'll go to this party. It was a Christmas themed sex party. And I experienced, I don't know if this qualifies as ego death. I thought I was like a runaway elf from like the North Pole. I was like I was at the pre-drinks in Dalston. I was wearing like a little red beret, like a really cute red and white outfit. I thought I was in like an alpine ski lodge and I'd escaped from Santa's workshop. I was so high. It was, oh my God, it was terrible.
So did you get with anyone?
What?
Did you get with anyone?
Do you keep the elf?
in that state?
I actually did. Okay, so
wow,
like
that's impressive.
no, so I was like, maybe I can't go to the sex party. I sort of ran out into the cold December streets in Dalston and like waited till I sobered up.
What were you wearing? Like a Santa outfit?
I was wearing
I'm
like
imagining like a Mean Girls, you know, and they're like on stage.
oh, it
doing
wasn't
that
a
dance.
sexy. It was more like elf. It was more
you had-
red beret, like big white collar with like red love hearts on it, like maybe like a fluffy white and red set.
Okay.
Yeah, it
elf-like.
sounds hot.
It's
Yeah,
very
elf-like.
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 Yeah.
Cute little shoes.
Yeah.
No, I was wearing normal shoes. I was wearing like combat boots or something. Suspenders. It was a hot vibe, but I sort of had to like disassociate for a while, wait until I sobered up, and then I went to the sex party and I met a great person there.
who was also wearing a beret. That's how I make friends.
Wow.
We were like, Twosi.
Yeah, Twosi. Wow, look, that's the second person you made friends with through French.
Through French language and culture.
Just French.
And then I'm aware that I'm crying, but I cry whenever I think about strong emotional memories. I met someone at the sex party and we sort of like made buddies. It was like a buddy to go around the sex party with. So we like did bits, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was more about like the equipment. Like it was a really beautiful, well-maintained dungeon.
Wow.
There were loads of really expensive toys, like floggers.
But what's the vibe? Because, okay, for me, a sex party either goes like one of two ways. Either it's like a really hot house party where everybody is just like horny and like down to fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Or it's like the one that I went to, which was a scene from The In-Betweeners. Lots of like middle-aged men in suits just like perving on the women.
Yeah.
And that is so unattractive and it.
Was it one of those ones where it's like women are meant to be taking the lead? Or was it just a...
I don't think so. I think it was a very Tory sex party,
no.
which makes me sound like a Tory. It was just the only one that would let me film for my documentary.
They were like, get it all in.
But what is a good one actually like? Like, how would you describe a good sex party?
I would say a good sex party is obviously you're attracted to lots of people there and the environment makes you feel sexy. So I went to one in Vauxhall, which was just a bit of a like, it was just not even like limbs everywhere. It's just too many people, too crowded, like too much stuff. I think it's like you get there and it could be a normal party, but stuff's going on.
That's
like,
what I want.
The music is good, the drinks are good, the people are fun, you can have cute little conversations. So it's not about like getting there and people being like, now have sex. It's more about like being in an environment where that is allowed because everyone's having so much fun. Or if it's more of a kinky party where people aren't going to freak out if you're like spanking someone.
Yeah. You're really iconic and I know you will have like so many crazy stories because obviously this is loosely a podcast about parties. Was there ever a time when you were doing Chatting Man that you got really fucked up?
Really fucked up. We had someone came on with there was a big, I can't remember the big name. Someone came on and they had to go early. So we'd often film it out of sequence. And he was bringing on his new tequila. And I was so twatted. This is like part one on tequila. And I just got like that. And then and then the final guest was Ramesh Ranganathan. And you know, he's got his eyes, isn't he?
He's got a lazy eye.
Lazy eye. Well, I just started trolling his eye. And I still can't watch the episode back. And apparently it was his first like big interview. And I was like, what's going on with your eye? One's on dim, one's on dazzle. One eye looking for you, one eye looking at you. You've got a face like a bucket of whelks. And I mean, listen, I just felt so bad, but he's such a lovely bloke.
Yeah.
I mean, he's talked about it now.
Because
when he came on again, he went, oh, you're going to take the fucking piss out of me?
Yeah, you're like, no, I've been in sobriety every
and I mean, as someone who was bullied at school, Alan, that's low. But you know, when you have tequila, everything goes out. And I think maybe with tequila, I go either way. And I think I must have got a bit morose and gone, look at you on my chat show as a guest.
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are? Coming on here on my chat show, being invited by me. How dare you? And then, I just, my toes are curled over, just cringing about it.
Did it all go in the edit?
Oh, yeah, they loved it, didn't they? And then at the end, because we sold Chatty Man abroad, I was so pissed I couldn't even do the end. As all me American fans, it was.
What was in the tequila?
Well, it's just really strong tequila, but with tequila, it just hits you. You know, I can have a couple of shots, and then you have like the third or the fourth one. And then boom, then it goes down. Do you remember Etch Sketches where you just turn the knob and everything would disappear?
Yes.
Yeah, down. Mm-hmm. The shutters come down. You're like a newsagent or like, a corner shop.
Yeah.
And then I can't see.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
that's the most fucked you got.
And then I mean it used to be I didn't realise how big the drink scene would come, and then we had like the Black Eyed Peas on, and I'd give them all these shitty drinks. I mean, they were the worst kind of drinks ever. And I remember Michael Jackson had died, and will.i.am just held up a glass of Lambrini and said, MJ, this is for you. And I was like, oh no, not Lambrini. I was like, what a legacy to leave. The king of pop. Here, have some piss.
Do you think
have a glass of piss?
It's so funny though, because it's like imagining Americans drinking Lambrini. I mean, Lambrini is actually really nice, first of all, but also they just don't understand the context of what Lambrini is.
But can I just say, bigging myself up here, I got Rihanna to drink Lambrini.
Yes, you
and
did.
She went, oh my God, I love this. And I'm like, how much would she have been paid?
You couldn't even quantify her sipping Lambrini and then going, this is amazing.
I know, and I'm thinking, where's my money? Where's my money? When she had a song like that, where's my money, bitch? Bitch better bring me, bitch better
have my Lambrini money.
money, commission in brackets. So yeah, I mean, when you think about it, but sometimes I was so pissed. By the end of it, I mean, I either wanted a kebab or a fight. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was funny, yeah.
I find it very exciting to meet some of these people. I don't care if someone's just famous, but the people who are genuinely like really funny or really have really moved me in some way, I'm excited to see those people. I love to get a selfie from a celebrity. I've got
you do.
I've got a folder in my phone called Beg Friend, which is every photo I've ever taken with someone that I love. Who's
I
on the
love
telly.
the word beg friend, by the way. Because
so
you say beg friend in
pathetic.
America and no one knows what it means.
I know,
my favourite thing.
I know, but I am. And so I walk into this room and I immediately sort of just feel like I don't belong and I don't know who to talk to. And again, I sort of know these people sort of from around the scene, but I don't hang out with famous people and cool people. I hang out with you,
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You're so predictable because I knew you were about to say that. I wish James was here.
But yeah, also not that famous.
It's really embarrassing, but I spent thousands on Violet's birthday parties. And even when I was just coming up and I didn't have like thousands, I would scrimp together from somewhere, like at the very least hundreds, and I would have wedding style birthday parties for Violet. So her 7th birthday was put on by Tom Freud.
You're lying.
Yeah, who's like an amazing,
I
like
know.
the best. And it was thousands.
Wow.
And it was video game themed. And we had all this staff dressed up like the Mario Brothers and the Little Mushroom. And they had an open bar. And it was after this marathon that happened in our neighborhood. And the mums went wild. And they had just run this little mini marathon. So they were hungry and they'd sweated out all their electrolytes. And then they refueled with champagne. And those mums were fucked.
But when a kid's birthday then turns wild, like where's the cutoff point? Like when do we?
It was
Right,
awful.
Eddie, come up here. When did the kids go away and then did the adults like carry on partying? Is that what happens? Just asking for future reference.
Well, the moms got especially gobby. So Roisin Conady, my very good friend and neighbor, was there, and the moms just got to a point. They fell off a cliff. Like they were a bit drunk and then they were hammered. And this one, I remember, was smoking outside and shouted to Roisin. They're all kind of polite about us being on TV until they're wasted. And she takes a drag. She's like, "Hey, Joker." And Roisin was like, me? She's like, "Hey, Joker," this like Spanish mom. And then one of them started telling me, "Oh, I think a lot of the stuff that you do is shit. Like, I don't watch any of it, but this one thing I liked, but the rest of it's shit." And then one of them lost her husband. At the end, I'm trying to get everyone out. I had places to go and things to do. And this one came back and she was falling all over the place. She's like, "My husband's at your house, isn't he? Isn't he? He's at your house. He's gone to your house." And I was like, "Your ugly troll of a fucking husband is not at my house." Like they got accusatory, paranoid, like wasted. And there's always alcohol, but this year was the worst.
That sounds insane. How do you then talk to these people again?
I mean, I didn't really like the moms.
Like the one who said that she's never liked your work.
Yeah. She was absolutely fucked. And she was tiny. I think people in this country, I've learned, will forgive any behavior if it's alcohol induced. So I've just subscribed to the mantra of Britain of like, she was pissed. It's fine.
I think that is true. I mean, I've got one of my best friend's family that's like they swipe they swipe the slate clean at the end of the night. So no matter what's been said, but then it means that a lot of stuff goes undealt with. That's why there's so much like buried family trauma in this country, because people don't talk about their problems. Then they get drunk, then they talk about it, and then they never talk about it again.
I mean, I liked to see these moms let loose a bit. As annoying as it was, I was like, oh, you needed to get absolutely fucked on a Sunday at 11 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great time to get fucked. Mm-hmm. Were you more sociable when you were younger?
I wasn't really. I probably thought I was more social because I drank a lot, and I would go out a lot to drink. But I don't think. I think I was quite antisocial, and I honestly, even as a child, I didn't like birthdays. And have you ever known me have a birthday party?
No, I've never known you to have a party.
No,
really.
We do. Well, every few years for Mum, because she's
he just hates like everything. Like you hate every form of social engagement.
So I like one-on-one. I'm much better at one-on-one than I am in crowds.
I love dancing.
Do you?
Yeah.
Like a Kaylee?
Yeah, definitely a Kaylee. So I
don't mind a Kaylee.
A Kaylee, for anyone listening, is a sort of Scottish dance party. It's basically like line dancing. It's sort of call and repeat.
So I'd go to a lot of trouble to do that. I really like that. But I also like going to clubs. If I'm dancing, yeah.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah, if I'm dancing, yeah.
Wow.
And I'd be with Angela Rayner in Ibiza, definitely. and if Shoshana and I are trying to go out, the thing we'd like to do most is go dancing.
Oh.
Wow, that makes him much more interesting than you.
Yeah, I don't. If I dance, it'll be on my own in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys like dancing?
Love dancing.
That's really fun.
Love dancing.
Would you guys go out dancing together?
Me and Mum.
No, the four of you. Could you do a double dancing date?
Probably would prefer if it was karaoke.
Really?
I think.
Do you like karaoke, Rory?
No, because he's much more musical than me, and it's got appropriate sings possibly.
I'm a terrible dancer.
No, I know.
When I was in my drinking days, I thought I was a really good dancer, and I did go out a lot dancing, but I'm not good.
Oh, that's cool. So you're sort of, that means that I guess you have a little, like, that makes you a bit uninhibited.
But the great thing about dance is you don't need to talk to anyone.
It is, and it's a bit like why I think he loves playing the bagpipes at stuff, because it gives him a purpose to be there, but it means he doesn't have to talk.
Yeah.
I get on the dance floor and I don't have to.
No, did I play the bagpipes at your birthday?
You did? Yeah,
yes, I did.
Yeah.
See, I like that because I can just be playing my bagpipes and I can imagine I'm just on my own. And when you're playing the bagpipes, you don't have to talk. Well, you physically can't talk to anybody.
What's your sort of like dream social situation now? Like, say
everyone doing mushrooms in the park.
Everyone doing mushrooms in the park
in the sun.
Who are you with when you're doing mushrooms in the park? You don't have to say me, but like, I'm amazing on mushrooms.
I feel like you'd be the worst trip sitter in the world on mushrooms. The worst. You'd be like, "Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it? I'm feeling it. Do you want to pet my dog? Do you want to pet my dog? How are my tits looking? Do I have cancer? Do you think I have cancer? I have anxiety. Why do you think I sabotage all my relationships? Why do you think I sabotage all my relationships? Will anyone love me? Have you heard of my father? Will anyone love me?" Is that what you're like?
I feel like my whole life just flashed before my eyes.
And how
have you read me like that? How have you read me like that?
I think you and I think we're War and Peace and we're C-Spot Run.
So how much has your like social life changed? Have a lot of your friends like had children and like settled down, or
do you know what? I've got quite a good mixture. I've got a few friends, like close friends that are married, kids as well. And then I've got single friends as well. Like most of I've got a good balance.
Yeah.
The girls that I speak to like every day, single. Am I? Yeah.
That's kind of what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're yeah.
You evolve, don't you? It's like, because some of my best friends now, Tyler is one of my best friends, my producer. She's like my oldest childhood friend. And she's, like settled in a relationship, about to have a baby.
Oh. So you're kind of...
Well, that's why we've decided to work together, because otherwise I'll never see her.
Oh, right. Makes sense.
But you have to evolve with it, because being single in your 30s, a lot of people aren't.
I know, but a lot of people are.
A lot of people are, yeah.
More than you think, actually. Struggling, dating, oh God, horrible.
But also the grass is always greener, because I think that like lots of people's relationships aren't like ideal.
And no, I'm not gonna lie, like when I come online and I see all these videos about self-love and I'm so happy to be living on my own and I don't want anyone in my company, I can't relate, sorry.
But then do you feel, because you just don't strike me as someone who's gonna settle.
No, I won't settle for sure, but I will definitely compromise. I'm not like, you know.
What kind of man do you go for? Because I go for narcissist. That's why I'm still single.
I like kind men.
That's nice.
I like kind, nice men that are going to make me feel nice. And I don't have any problems with sending me good morning texts.
Okay.
I was dating a guy, and do you know what I've learned in dating? I think dating is really good as you get older, because you really learn what you're gonna compromise on and what you're not willing to compromise on. And I'm very I like to talk on the phone. I'm very high maintenance when it comes to communication.
Same.
I like, if you want to text me all day, then it's fine. We can do that. Like I'm that type of person. I like to like random calls. Like, hi, how's your day? Oh my God, you never guess what happened. I'm that type of person.
Same.
And a few guys I was dating, some of them weren't really that great at it. But I'm also quite self-aware. So I know it can be a bit much for somebody, you know, like people that have lives, like actual, like, you know.
Not like us.
Yeah. You know, like people that, you know,
yeah,
like,
not like going to a club on a Thursday night.
Right, yeah, and then like
going to have a Prosecco at a podcast,
like,
just a silly little day.
Like literally, like rolling out of bed, like Jesus, like crying. So I've learned that it can be a bit much, you know, like, you know, it can be a bit overwhelming for somebody. So I've tried to balance it out for myself and whatnot. But I have met guys, you know, while I've been dating, that are just not good at communicating, or they don't like talking as much on the phone, or they don't even want to send you good morning texts and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. And I've decided I'm not compromising on those type of things.
I think that's good.
I like a communicator if you can't communicate the way I like to communicate. I'm happy to compromise, like I said, because I do realise I can be a bit intense.
But I think as well, it's that because I'm exactly the same. I need like a base level of communication. And when I don't get that, it just makes me anxious, and then I make their life worse, because then I'm angry and upset a lot of the time.
Literally, that's
so
me.
it's just we just butt heads because you can't give it to me.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to be angry at you because you're constantly not giving it to me.
And
so
I've started to identify it quite early on now.
That's
like,
really good
from early. So if I was talking to one guy, I would say second date, first date actually, I knew, and I said to him, I said, I don't think this is going to work, to be honest with you. And he's like, how do you know? I said, I could just tell before we've got to this, to like this date here, your communications, I don't like it. It's not how I like
What
to
was
be
he doing?
It's just, it was very all over the place. It was like, you know, he said he's going to call me then he didn't call me back. But then he would call, and I knew he was interested. Like I knew it wasn't like one of those things where he wasn't interested. I could tell he was.
It's just that's the way he is.
He's just got too much going on. So he would be like, I'm going to call you back. And then it would be like 3 hours later, then he'll call me back. And it's okay. But I was.
Were we just dating the same guy? Can I
probably
ask?
Or most? I feel like
literally what I just spent
literally
like 9 months.
And then the guy before that, he was like that. So I had already dealt with that and tried to kind of compromise.
Just know, yeah.
So I had identified that behavior quite early. I was like, no. I just come out of this thing. No, I'm not going back into something like. And his thing was like, no, you just got to compromise. I said, the thing is, I don't need to compromise yet because I don't like you enough.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not attached to you yet. So while I'm not attached to you, I can clearly see that down the line, when I start liking you a lot, this level of communication is going to spiral. I'm going to start spiraling.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just not going to be healthy. That's just how relationships are really sour.
And I was just like, no, I can see it from now. And he's like, no. And I said, no, that's just you. Like, and that's fine. Another woman will be okay with that. But for me, how I am, my issues that I've got,
same.
I don't need to be entertaining.
Are you an anxious attachment
Apparently,
style?
yeah. Apparently all these
Well, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Because
I'm mad anxious. Yeah, I have.
Because it's like that. And it's hard. I wish I wasn't that way. I wish I was secure, and I wish I could go like a day without hearing from someone and not worry that they're either dead or like.
But do you think if someone likes you, they would want to go a day without speaking to you? That's what I think as well.
Well, yeah, I do, because I know some of my friends are like that, and I don't think that's mad. Like some of my friends will, like one of my best friends will literally ignore her boyfriend sometimes for a bit, and just because she's busy and she doesn't want to think about it. But I don't think you're a villain when she does that.
Really?
It's just that I take it so personally with
yeah,
men.
me too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because if a friend ignored me for a day or like didn't check in on me for a day, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, you hate me.
This
it's
is
just
exactly
that how
it.
a man treats me is like sort of how I see myself. It's really bad. One of my best friends, Anna, She had her birthday party last weekend, and she is really controlling. And she's working on it in therapy on her issues with like controlling people. But I kept sending her dresses that I wanted to wear, and she was like, "No, these are like too slutty." Like,
why is she telling you what to wear?
A classy cocktail party. And then I was like, "You're sending me quite west because I'm sending you dresses that I would wear to like another party, and you tell me I look nice, but now you're telling me." And in the end, I ended up just wearing like a very chic, like high neck black dress because I was
Did you
like,
go to Burqa? You should have just said Rebecca and gone, is this okay? Will this do? Emily? Will this do? What's her name?
Anna. Just insert other white girl name.
All right,
my other
sorry.
best friend is called Emily, so like you weren't far off.
It sounds about right. It sounds about white. Emily.
Fashion parties. Fashion parties are the worst. By any means. Fashion parties anything to do where everyone's being there to be seen, because they're not going to let themselves go. They're not there to have a good time. They're there to have their picture taken. So for me, that's not a party. That's just a cunt show. That's just like a literally cunt circus. And they're the worst.
But it's so interesting because when you, people listening to this, normal civilian people, right, will look online at some of those parties and aspire to like be at those parties.
Yeah.
And then you draw the curtain back, and because when I go to stuff like that, I'm like, no one is really listening to anything I'm saying. So they're just like thinking about how they look and trying to find a reflection.
And looking over your shoulder.
Looking over your shoulder to see who else they can talk to, who they can get a picture with, and what they look like. And it's also obsessed.
Oh, all of them.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I mean, I think, I think when it comes to those, if we're talking fashion, I mean, obviously the big ones, like DJing at the Fashion Awards in the Albert Hall and things like that. It's great, but you got to sit through the fucking whole Fashion Awards. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, oh God. And it's like, I did a party the other week and Ellie Goulding was on before me, and I had to sit through Ellie Goulding. And I literally, before I got there, I love Ellie, don't get me wrong. But when I got there, I said to her, how many numbers are you doing? And she was like 10. I said, why? You don't even have 10 songs. You're doing other people's songs. And she was like, you're such a bitch. And I went, I know a free. Actually, I don't even know a free. I know one. I said, why don't you just do the one that I know and then let me go on? Because I don't know. I'm a DJ and I only know one Ellie Goulding song. Who the fuck's going to know 10? Do you get what I mean? And she was like, you're such a bitch. And I was like, but it's true. It's a wedding. So,
yeah.
And there's been lots of situations like that. Going after Tom fucking Jones is another nightmare as well. And Ed Sheeran, I went on after him as well. I was like, actually, come on after Ed Sheeran. Do you know what I mean? Without looking like God, of course. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Who's the most famous person?
Well, I can tell you a starstruck situation that was diffused by a really nerdy icebreaker. So basically, I was at a party last year. It was like a fashion week party. And I saw a designer that I really like called Oswald Boateng. His suits are really cool. And I thought, you know what? I've worn one of his suits before. I'm going to go say hi. He's talking to this guy. So I walk over and Oswald, I say hi to Oswald. And then the guy turns around and it's Lawrence Fishburne. I think that's why you say his surname, right? For The Matrix. Red pill, blue pill.
Right.
Reflective glasses. Bad boy actor.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm like, oh, damn, like I really was not mentally prepared to see you right now. And so I don't know Oswald well enough to carry a conversation past how are you? Neither do I know the other guy. So what I just went, do any of you like Lime bikes? And I'm thinking, oh my God, what's about to happen? And Lawrence is like, man, I love Lime bikes, man. I got a Lime bike here. In fact, my wife said I have to not ride Lime bikes anymore because I'm riding too many. And we start having this chat about Lime bikes. I'm like, this is great. And we're like getting our phones out, comparing Lime bike ride numbers. That is my kind of night.
That is amazing.
You feel what I'm saying? So,
did you think of that on the spot? It's also funny because we're recording this the day after Timothée Chalamet turned up to his A Complete Unknown premiere on a Lime bike.
But my man looked like he never stepped foot on a bike
Did
before.
you watch him locking it?
Like,
Did you watch, so he got to the bit, it's honestly cringed me out so much. He got to the bit where they're about to take his picture and when you stop a Lime bike and you have to go like that to get he obviously had never done it before, so he didn't know. So for ages, and then someone has to come over and help him turn the thing at the bottom.
Man.
Then he really performatively scanned the thing to end the trip, as he's about to get his picture taken.
I'm very sensitive about Lime bikes because I'm a proper Lime OG.
Yeah,
You
fair.
have to. Do you get line bikes?
I do, but do you know what really annoys me is like I got one a few days ago and the battery was dead. So then it was like cycling a motorbike.
Oh my
And I
God.
was going into Soho and it was like 1 degree and I was going uphill and I didn't have time to change the bikes. It was just like I was like, this is so unproductive.
How did they manage to make line bikes? As soon as the battery dies, this is the heaviest shit
it's
you
unbelievable.
ever come
It's
into
like a
contact with.
motorbike. You're like pedaling a motorbike. We met at a really bizarre event in December. I think that was the first time we met. I think we may have met.
it was.
I think
Yeah,
we may
yeah.
have met when we're really fucked.
Probably
in the past.
because we have loads of mutual.
We have lots of
friends,
mutual friends. So I think we may have met like years ago, but the first time we probably met was you became friends with Joe Halliwell in a green room at the Royal Albert Hall, which was like, is that a surreal moment for you? Or would you say those kinds of things happen to you a lot?
I think if it was 20 years ago, it would have been a.
So you're desensitized now.
It's Spice Girls. Obviously, it's legendary. I would have been more excited to meet Scary Spice. I always fancied her.
Or Posh.
Never really fancied Posh. Yeah, I always thought.
I just love
like
her.
Posh personality, and I thought she's really funny. But as a kid, because obviously, literally, I was a kid, so we all did fancy Spice. We all had our favorite Spice Girl. Yeah, for me, it was always Scary Spice. I was like, she's so fit, and the fact that she was Northern as well, like that, because growing up in West London, you just think all the foreign people are in London. Like, when you're young, you're like, what? Where's that accent come from? No, it was really nice meeting Jerry Halliwell. She was very interesting. She gave me her number within 12 seconds and said, you must call me. She went, message me your name and remind me your profession. And I was like, it's like meeting the Queen.
Yeah.
So I showed you, I texted Hassim,
kind
the
of
comedian.
A vibe.
Yeah. And
then she sent you a picture of you two together at the event saying,
did.
have a good Christmas to you and your family.
She did. She's really sweet.
So you obviously do you feel like you are like good when you meet? Do you feel like, I feel like people probably just always like love you?
No, I'll be honest with you, that day I was a bit fanboy, a bit icky with Ian Wright because I've never met Ian Wright before and I love Wrighty. And for me, like I can meet like, actors and all the musicians and I'm like all right with it. Even if I am a big fan, I'll be all right with it. But, Wrighty's like, he's more kind of icon. He really is nation's kind of, a hero. What's it called? Nation's Faith?
National Treasure?
National Treasure.
Yeah.
What am I talking about?
Nation's Sweetheart.
Yeah.
Nation's
Such a fresh
Prince.
Nation's hero.
Yeah.
He's the hero of my heart. What? Number one hero, prince of my heart. No, I was a bit icky. I was icky with him.
There was a moment when I was in a conversation with him and then you came over and you were like, you were just going, yeah. Because we were talking about that video of him and his teacher. And then you got in there and then you just...
I know. My wife said I was a bit icky.
It wasn't icky. It was just making me laugh because I knew how much you wanted to
well, that's
make
what I mean.
like a shot for it. And then you did successfully.
Though. No,
I don't know.
I don't think you don't. I think he was a bit like, oh,
I don't think so.
get away
Because I
from
think
me.
it's just...
I think he thought I wanted to shag him or something. I had that energy, groupie energy, kind of like, yeah, Ian. Oh my God, Ian. Yeah. Like I wanted to, suck him off. When really, in a way, I did, but like,
Yeah, like
in
in an energetic
soulful way.
Yeah,
Like in an aura kind of way.
What do you think you are like at parties then? How would you describe yourself socially?
I think I get into this. It depends what so the problem I find with a lot of parties is that people. I like two things. I either like loud music in it and I wouldn't describe what I do as dancing, but I'd say like movement, kind of like not even choreographed.
That's how
I'd
I'm
say,
going to start describing what I do.
I'd say
just
like
movement.
I'd say abstract limb exploration, and then I'd say the other version of it is I like to just chat. Right. The problem is a lot of people have found this terrible niche where the music's too loud to chat, but it's too quiet to really want to dance to it. And it's like, it's a contagion of people doing that.
Because you have to pick one.
You pick one, in my opinion. So the music's either off or not.
Yeah.
Although when you turn it off.
Like you're at a dinner party, like it's very background music.
Yeah, very background.
Yeah.
Or let's just listen to it.
Yeah.
And that's
because do you like music? If we were hanging out, would you like there just being music in the background?
I don't like it.
You don't?
Yeah, I find it just, I'm like, I don't see the point. And also when we've done just like sitting down, like listening to our favorite tunes and just playing them really loud and then kind of hot seating the phone and just like,
By the way, we just play James's music.
Yeah, you play.
I play my favorite James.
You
songs,
play like
then
I'll
he
Come
plays-
Too, and I'll play
Yeah.
Retrograde.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you play
we just
like
pass each other the laptop.
like,
and
oh,
play
I
James'
love that when you
music.
did dance music, and then I'll be like, yeah, but I was sick at that, but like, have you heard like my piano songs?
Yeah,
and I'll be
that's
like
what we
playing
do.
the piano
we
songs.
spend hours doing that.
God, hours. I mean, like the nights fly by.
You would be my mastermind topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
James Blake.
And
But, so
I'd also
you-
be my own mastermind topic
Of
as well.
course. Can you do that? Surely.
Myself.
Can you go on
Yeah.
mastermind and do yourself? No, I guess not. No. But I could do like the lyrics of your songs, I reckon, on Mastermind. Like if it was like a.
You reckon?
I reckon.
Wow.
But let's not do it now, just in case I'm wrong.
If I I'll
that
put you to
and
the test.
I would also maybe do like Bob Marley and Peter Tosh, like their relationship. I could do a Mastermind. Like I know a lot about
Their whole relationship.
like about the breakdown of their relationship, and like I've read so many
Wow.
books about them.
Wow.
It's quite neat.
That's a great
Such a
subject, though.
range, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so you don't like music playing in the background. So you either want to be at like a dinner or like just hanging out on sofas, or you want to be in a rave.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah. I'm not really that into the middle ground of like loud party, no one can really chat, or like you can just about hear them and you can't really get into any. It's like I find like I used to find it frustrating if I couldn't show people who I actually am. You know, I'm certainly not showing people who I actually am when I'm dancing. I mean, that's definitely not like a fair representation of how I like my rhythm and stuff. But I feel like when I DJ, it's like DJing is like DJing is being at a party with the social component removed.
Which is a lot of people's dream.
It's a lot of people's dream. It's like the awkward person. It's like I love the music and I want to be part of it and around it, but I don't want to be like like standing there with my drink, just be like, like people be like, come on, have fun, dance, come on, like pulling me over to the dance floor, come on, have fun, dance, you'll love it. And like and also because my analytical brain, like because I listen to so much dance music and I make it, as you know,
As I famously know.
Yeah. The issue is that like every few, depending on the party, like if the DJ is really good, then I'm in.
Yeah.
Like I'm completely locked in. And I will dance and I'll have loads of fun and I won't be self-conscious. If the music is a bit shit sometimes, or like the DJ can't really keep the vibe going, and it's like every other few tunes, there's just this tune, and you're just like, oh,
what
it's
is
really
a song
bait, and I just don't like it.
that if it played, you would like leave? Is there like a genre or like a brand of song that like if that played at a party, you'd be out of there?
Well, you know there is, but we can't discuss it here.
No, we can't. What happened with the NTA's video? So you did a video where you were critiquing what people wore to
Yeah,
the NTA.
and then I've had, because obviously the thing is with the NTAs and those videos, I always say it's not personal, it's poverty, right? Like at the end of the day, don't be
Also, what was the line you said that was like, I'm not an expert, I just have eyes?
Yeah.
There was like something you once said that you're like, I'm not an expert, I just have eyes.
You know what I mean? I'm not a fashion person. I haven't got fashion degrees. I'm not Anna Wintour. I just have eyes, right? So all I'm doing, that's my qualification. So I'm looking and I'm seeing it. You might be like, well, this is custom Hermes. I don't care. For me, it's ugly. So, you know what I mean? So it's not Prada, it's ugly.
If you were doing a critique of my outfit right
Oh
now,
God,
say
there's
what
a
you
lot
see.
of pressure.
Say what you see. Like sort of, I don't know, Brittany Murphy and Uptown Girls.
Brittany Murphy, she's a crackhead.
She's dead
Brittany
now.
Murphy. Oh, Brittany Murphy, definitely crackhead. No, I would say like, I don't know what I would say. I don't know because you're in person. It's harder.
Yeah,
So-
but I want you to say what you see.
what do I see? I don't know.
What do you
You
see?
just
I don't know,
see
like a perfect girl.
Yeah.
6
Absolute
foot, no,
glam.
5'7". How tall am I? 5'7".
I would say like maybe I'd say like Big Bird on Ozempic. Possibly. Or meth. Big Bird on meth.
Meth is more likely. I'm not on Ozempic. People do keep asking me if I'm on Ozempic, and I'm like, I don't think I've been. Big Bird on Ozempic.
Yeah, or meth.
Do you know that's so funny? Because that's the second time in 24 hours that someone has mentioned Big Bird to me, and I've never seen.
You do
Big
give
Bird.
me Big Bird vibe.
Do you know who Big Bird is? No.
Big
What
Bird is in
Big Bird?
Sesame Street.
Big Bird, show me Big Bird.
Because it's the fluffy sort of thingy and the yellow, like the hair and the, you know what I mean?
Big Bird on Ozempic.
I'd say Ozempic or meth. Meth is probably where.
Big Bird on meth. Anyway, on to parties, because we will talk about political party politics as well, but actual parties. Rory, do you like hosting? Would you say you're a host?
I'm really weird about that. I host parties and then I go and hide. So I like organising it all, getting it all going, and then I like to find an excuse to go and stand in the garden or pretend that I'm getting coffee for people.
What, because you're overwhelmed by all of these people together?
Yeah, I love the sort of sense they're all, I've sat them, they're all talking to each other, they're all having a nice time, and then they don't really need me anymore.
How
And
do
I
you
can-
know they're having a nice time?
Well,
You can
I sort of think from outside, yeah. And then
I sense you were very nervous before that, your 50th.
Before your birthday.
Which was one of the few parties I've been to in the last few years.
Well, because my next question, what's your dream social engagement to attend?
My dream day, like yesterday, it was a great day because I woke up yesterday, looked at my diary, quite busy during the day. And then the evening was this dinner party that I was meant to go to because I was auctioned out as a lot to go to the dinner party. And I texted the guy who had organised it and I said, where is this thing? In a rather grumpy kind of way. And he said, you've got the wrong date and it's in January. So that was my perfect social engagement for the day because it was cancelled.
I'm absolutely with him. There is nothing more exciting than realising that something that you were going to go to has been cancelled.
I agree with that. And I said to you the other day, I had this really good bit of advice the other day, which is when you get asked to do something, imagine if this were today, would I want to do it? And then if you don't want to do it today, don't say yes, because you're going to, when that day comes in January, you're still going to be pissed off.
Yeah.
When you did your show at Wembley, did you get, was that a big party? Like after that, did you get really fucked?
Let me tell you something about my Wembley show, okay? Fresh out jungle. Hadn't drunk really in a hot minute. So I'm doing my usual.
Also, presumably you were like, you also like had been eating less. You would have been like.
I was the skinniest legend.
Yeah.
In all
So
of
you
the
would have
land.
had one drink and been fucked.
Two
Did
bottles
you drink
of Prosecco.
before the show?
Before the show, 2 bottles of Prosecco. Okay. I was very stressed.
Yeah,
'Cause
of
it's quite a
course.
big show. I was very stressed.
It's insane.
So 2 bottles of Prosecco deep. And I'm in my head like, this isn't even touching the sides. I'm stone cold sober, so I'm pissed off. I get out on stage, I'm like, oh no, I'm pissed. I'm pissed as a fart. I do the whole show drunk, but it worked. I can play it off.
Also,
I'm
it's
all right.
like so the vibe of like what that everyone else is drinking in the audience.
My
so.
show is a hen night.
Yeah, so they're
fine.
loving it.
I come back off stage, finish the show, thank fuck, it's done. The anxiety's gone from my body. I walk in my dressing room. There's about 50 bastards in there. Friends, family, loose friends, like whatever, right? Everyone is drinking my Prosecco and everyone is on a whole different level to me. I had my old hairdresser going up to my hairstylist going, you've given her bald spots. I'm going to throw chairs. I've got people just... Someone's trying to shag me dad. There's so much going on. I swear to God, I don't know who this woman was.
Joking.
She was flirting with my dad and I thought, first of all, married man. Yeah?
Also, who was she?
Who is she? In the words of Nikki. Like, who is she? And I had to call it off. I said, guys, after an hour, I've got to go. I go back to my hotel room, carry on drinking, pissed as a fart, pass out. Next day, viciously hungover.
Yeah, but that's so fair.
Yeah.
But can I just say, on the walking into your dressing room and all those people being there, that is my worst fucking nightmare. I would have just said, get out straight away.
My new rule now is no fucker in my dressing room. Even
No
before,
one.
because I had everyone before, I had my parents in there, which was cute, but I'm like, I don't actually even know my intro yet. So
no,
I
and
need everyone
also
to go.
you can't be accommodating and hosting people before
No.
you go on and perform to thousands
You
of people.
can't empty my minibar.
I know.
You can't empty my minibar before the
I
show.
got on my rider.
On my rider.
This was my rider.
With the 7 pots
I've
of
come off
snus.
stage
You can't do that.
And all of my rider is gone.
People eat them in Nature Valley bars. I was taking the piss.